So what do these new trends and opportunities mean for language education? Oliver and I are going to have a look at this from a materials writer and publisher's point of view in terms of the new content and new tools that can be derived using digital technology.
So the biggest thing that I see with the advent of new hardware like tablets or netbooks is that we may finally have the chance to get rid of the linear textbook. We may make use of all the technology to enhance all the building blocks of language learning to help our students become better and more natural learners and language speakers. So, for example, we could enrich the input. We could finally give them access to video, flash animation, and whatever you can think of to provide them with the authentic input they need to learn the language. We could use all that to facilitate interaction in a way that we could not even think of a couple of years ago, like blogging, like social networking, like instant access to classrooms in different countries, and feedback with their teacher. We could use different kinds of output like blogging, like tweeting, to help them become better writers in a very authentic setting. And we could finally use all that to provide the kind of instant and dynamic assessment that we've been talking of, but things that we've never done so far.
Yeah. And I think one thing that that concerns both of us is the quality of the content, and I think what's very exciting about social networking is the ability for users to generate their own content, but as material writers and content providers and educators, we need to ensure that the content that is available to teachers is of the appropriate quality, and we feel that our role within this is still very much adding value to that content and providing teachers with the training and tools that they need to be able to create their own quality content, synthesizing material that is available, bringing it together and actually then developing scaffolding and tools around that content to then deliver in their lessons. From the input, the students will then obviously be able to produce their own content, again sort of creating more user-generated content that will be available for others to use, but once again making sure that they assess that to ensure that the quality is maintained.
And I think one of the biggest challenges that we have to face is that we need to learn, or we need to teach teachers how to prepare our students for these trends. We need to take care of thinking skills. We need to make them able to say what actually is quality material out there and what isn't, and how to discern the difference, for example. One of the questions that we dealt with is about the future of publishing houses. You know, I see there's the danger that publishing houses may very well become redundant. And so you need to face these challenges somehow. Where do you see Macmillan in all this?
But I think we really need to ensure that we do move with this new paradigm shift, and that publishers start thinking of themselves as both content providers and service providers. The textbook is not yet dead, and I think there is still a lot of mileage in print material, but what we need to do is be exploring ways of using digital technologies first of all to supplement and blend with printed material, and then moving on very quickly to actually replacing the printed material. We will be one of the things that we've talked about as a useful role for the publisher is adding that value to the content that is readily available by being generated by users, but also in developing our own content with materials writers, because we're able to carry out research into many different markets and looking at different trends and pedagogies to ensure that content that is developed and delivered to teachers is really meeting their needs. Also, we need to look at providing teachers with training in how to write and create their own material as well, and I think the role of the publisher in sort of providing tools and services will become a more important aspect of what we can offer as publishers.
And I think we really need to think about these things because quality is the one thing that must not suffer in the wake of all these processes and trends.